Shalom everyone, welcome to this channel once again. And today I'm going to share with you a personal testimony. Last May 14, finally we had the chance to have my eyesight be checked, and it helps us to understand better what's really went wrong with my eyesight. There are already about, should I say, 3 doctors that really recommended for my eyesight to be checked. Why is it that I'm having this impaired vision? And for those of you who do not know yet, I went through a brain tumor surgery last year, and I'm suffering an impaired vision since November 23, 2018. And at that time, I really my vision really gets so worse that my husband ended up to did not allow me to use any gadget anymore because I can see anything in a way. And that's about a year. If you've been following me on my Facebook account, it's almost a year that I did not use my Facebook account because of this impaired vision. And if my husband did not is not in need to go to his work this year, September of this year, that he needs me to use a gadget again in case of emergency, I can call him, and he needs to install a narrator on my tablet, so somehow if there's in case an emergency, I can reach him out. And it was just October of this year that somehow there's a little changes of my vision that I can already start. I remember before, when we are going to pass through an overpass, what I can see is we are passing through a box. And then it was just October this year. No. Last year, by the way. October last year, 2019, after the Feast of Booths or Sukkot, that I finally can clearly see the overpass and the cars passing there. And also I began to see letters in my tablet and in what's this laptop. But not enough for me to be able to read messages in Messenger, and not enough for me to read books. And so that's the situation with my eyesight. So anyway, last May 14, I finally understand that the thing what that huge the doctors describe it as that giant tumor did to my body, should I say, is really, it caused me a great damage that if not obvious, I will not be, as you can see me now, able to talk, able to walk. My mind is still functional. I had still a little bit of eyesight. It's just a might that I have all these things, because as the doctor tried to explain what's going on with my body, he says that giant tumor, before, when I hear people telling me that I had a huge tumor, I can clearly see it, especially that I have impaired vision. But the time that May 14 check up, the doctor really tries to make it showed to me in a big screen, where I can really see how giant the tumor is. And so it's just then that I understand that the tumor is really a giant tumor, and it occupied almost all the right part of my head, and it flattens my brain, my right brain, that it's just the size of my brain turned to be just as like this, so flattened. It's because it's been pressed by the giant tumor. And the result of that pressure that the tumor is given to my brain is really damaging because we all know that all of all the parts of our body are all connected to our brain, to our spinal cord, and we all know that our brain, we have with this thing that we call neurons, it able to function, yeah, it able to give responses and make all our senses able to respond rightly, right? So what happened to my eyesight? It goes like this. So this ball of our eyes, according to the doctor, he said that there is this fiber that surrounded this ball of our eyes, and in that fiber there stays the neurons that is responsible for receiving, emitting the light, because it's through the light that we can see, and then and able to send message to the brain, and the brain send message to that neuron too, and it will generate, and it will deliver a message to to all the parts of our body. And then because of that pressure that's given by that giant tumor, lots of my neurons in that fiber surrounding my right eye, they die. Yes, they die, and that's the reason why I have impaired vision. And funny thing, because it was just at the time that I learned that the neurons that we have in that fiber surrounding the ball of our eyes is about, not about, exactly 2.5 millions. Okay, and then the neurons that function, or the functional neurons, or the neurons that we are using, is just 45% of that 2.5 million neurons. That makes me think that the reason why there are people that we call that they are having third eye, I guess, is they are using more than 45% of the of the 2.5 neurons, and that's why their visions are beyond the average or normal people. And also it makes me think that maybe finally, when we will be restored in YAH's kingdom, we will be using the 100% of the 2.5 millions neurons. Okay. And in a way, so funny thing another that we discover with my eyesight is the tumor is on my right, the right side of my head, or that's why it's affecting so much with my right brain and with my right eye. And so my left eye is not so disturbed, so it can still clearly see things. But funny, we discovered that my left eye can't read at all. Yes, it can't read at all, and the doctor couldn't understand why. He's just suspecting that my left eye was not trained to read since I was young. And what's this? My right eye is turning dim and blurry, and it is a hill. It's drowning, it's sinking through the ocean of blindness. And so, but the funny thing, it can't read. Yes, it's the funny thing that the only thing that I can say is it's yes might, yes way, yes mercy, yes kindness to me, that it can function still, though impaired. And this is what I what's this I discovered this time, that though I have impaired vision now, I shouldn't be complaining about it. I should be thankful, because it's just through Yah's great love and mercy for me, and his great power, that he able to give me this, make my neurons so tough that they still survive. Because we're suspecting that my tumor grows since I was just 8 years old. By the time that if you heard my if you able to watch my video when I shared that one time when I was just 8 years old, that whole fruit of coconut, that old coconut fell on my head, and then since then I'm having headache, and every time when I get hungry I had headache, and then my vision would turn blurry. And so if YAH did not make my neurons so tough enough to stand until last year, greater chance I'm already blind. And so I could say that there's really great work that Father did to my life. Sometimes when I can see my situation having a blurry vision and other sort of problem that we're facing, sometimes I want to ask if Father here really loves me. But right after I hear the doctor, I really say that yes, he did enough to work that great miracle for me. And sometimes I could say that because I hear this thing way back home that if you have being a teacher is a profession, it's a calling, and then if you are going to reject that calling for the rest of your life, you will suffer curse. Most of the teachers who leave their teaching profession really don't have a good life. I could say it might be, but looking at the situation that I need to work on with my faith, and my profession is trying to put me in a situation already that I can share my faith, and in a situation where there is a huge tumor growing on my brain, I would say that I guess not so. I guess I would say Father just loved me enough to carefully plan my life, remembering the many broken hearted that I went through during my single years before he finally get me married. It's because it finally now even more meaningful now. I understand why all those things did not work out, because he knew that there's a huge tumor growing on my head, and so he need to carefully plan everything that he can bring me here, even choosing a husband for me to bring me here, so he can provide for me, he can look for me a better hospital, a better surgeon, so I can still be here, so I can testify to you, so he can make his name be known, his greatness be known, that he is capable of doing this thing. And another thing, okay, another thing that I would say it yes might is this, his ways and his timing. If it's just by my own way, I would really never go to a surgery, because I'm so scared about that. I already shared that in my live video in my Facebook. I'm so scared to go through that process. I'd rather go alternative way. But then Father really find a way so I can be pushed to go to surgery, because the doctor said that if I be, if I the timing that I had my surgery is enough, that I had this little vision that I have now, this little eyesight, because if I wait for few time, or I wait longer, greater chance I'd already be blind by this time. So that's another thing that I could really say that it's really yes, my that I still have this vision, though it's not good but worthy to be thankful. So facing this reality now that I have this impaired vision, that seems like there's no hope to be changed anymore. But anyway, somehow the doctor gave me hope that there is an organization that working for these people with low vision, and also there is a certain type of eyeglasses that can work with me. And so with that, I would like I could also be so grateful to Father Yah with this way that I was I was lead to that doctor, because I remember when I was still in the therapy hospital, there's a doctor there who tries to really use glasses, but to check out if there's any eyeglasses that can work with my eyes, but nothing works out. So I am so glad that there is an eyeglasses now that I can use, and I don't know what that organization can help me with my eyesight. And another wonderful thing that that doctor told me, I need to find my purpose, my goal before going to that that place. And it really punched me deep inside that we need to find our goal, our purpose, not just for having eyesight, I would say, but in having life. And this reality of having poor eyesight added to the reality that I just told you in my previous video, that the reality that I have a seizure now for the rest of my life if I'm not going to take anti-seizure medicine seems like so heavy, in addition to the reality that we will be losing our home or house. It's really quite tough to handle with, and that's why most of my time now, but somehow I am so glad most of my time this time I spent it with meditation and recollection. And it's just the thing that I understand, if Father Yah gives us so much stress and so much trouble, that's because He's working for our eternal life. Let's remember that that's the thing that He keeps opening my eyes to see this time, that this seizure, this impaired vision, this house that we're about to lose, they're just all but temporary. And I need to work on something that will gonna help me enter eternal life, where the beauty that I'm looking for cannot be seen in this temporary world, or should I say, nothing in this temporary world can compare with the place that we will be going to. Is a place where we will be walking in a golden street, and so it's worth to work with. And so instead of worrying because I have this impaired vision, I have this seizure, and seizure, it's, I would say, a worse disease of all, because when you will be attacked by the seizure, there's a tendency that you can swallow your tongue. And then I thought before that swallowing a tongue is just but a joke, because when I was still in my high school days, we used to that joke in our Cebuan dialect, saying, "Matulun na nimo imong dila karon." So I thought it's just a joke, but last time the doctor told my husband that if I'm having a seizure, he needs to lie me down on the floor so I can swallow my tongue. So that alone, if we can swallow our tongue, what what how can we be able to speak? How can we be able to share our faith? How can we be able to praise Father Yah? That's some quite hard thing. And that kind of disease, that kind of sickness, we can't pray. Why? Because when you are attacked by seizure, you're going to get your mind. You lose your mind, you lose your strength. It's even so hard to ask for help. It's just so sudden that you can you can't do nothing, and it's really really hard. You can't pray because you will lose your mind, and so it's really quite tough. So the only thing, the only hope that I have now is this, that these are all temporary. I have eternal life, so I should focus more on understanding people, loving people, forgiving, working for eternal, because that's part of working eternal life, and more of praising and serving Father Yah while I can still do it, while I still have my tongue, while I still have my voice, while I still have my breath. And hope He would still allow me to do this thing, for longer periods of time, and that's what I'm looking and I'm asking for him each day, and be thankful with what is given to me each day. And I hope that I shared something worthy of your time today. Okay, by the way, before I'm going to end this video, I just remember this time that I made some mistakes when I said that it's just September of this year that my husband allowed me to use gadget. No, it's not. It's last year, September of last year, 2019, because we're still in the month of May. And I would like to put emphasis to my decision to leave my teaching profession. It's with regards to my faith. It started when I hear that the children that we are teaching are our boss, and so where they are we should go. And since most of my pupils, the children that I'm teaching, are Roman Catholic, and they are celebrating this feast of the saints, then my principal commanded me to be with them too. And I can do that because I know that we shouldn't worship any man, any images, and I know the feast of the saints are about this man that we are worshiping, they're idolizing, and so I can do that. And another thing that strengthened my decision to finally leave my teaching profession is this: when I finally heard a memorandum from the Department of Education in my country that they are moving all the seminars, all the what's this meetings on Shabbat, on weekends, greater chance on Shabbat, because they don't want the classes to be disturbed. It greatly disturbed me because I'm a Shabbat keeper, and so that's the reason that I strongly decided to leave my profession. And yes, perfect timing at the time to be this mind. That's by the time I hear that, I my husband also what's this asked to marry me, and so it's just a perfect timing, and Father finds me a way, give me a way out, and so I grab the chances, and I'm so thankful for him. And I would like to end this video by saying that even though the situation that I went through now is really quite hard and tough, I am so thankful that he has chosen me to testify, to experience this thing, and that he is with me along this what I went through. And also I would like to give thanks to every one of you who continue to support this channel, viewing, watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos in this channel. And lastly, I will not hope that I am able to share something worthy of your time, but this thing comes into my mind too, that I hope that I with this YouTube channel that Father YAH guided me to do, to went through, I don't know what would be the better word to use, that I can leave a legacy for anyone who, even to the point when I'm gone, because I know that I am made of flesh and blood, a corruptible body that cannot inherit eternal life. And so I know it's so hard to accept, but there were really a time to say goodbye to this corruptible body. And I just hope and pray that the time I already leave a legacy here, enough for people to remember me when I'm gone, something that I can impart to their life. And once again, hope and pray that we will see each other in eternal life. My brothers and sisters in faith, my brothers and sisters in blood, my brothers and sisters in faith who are not yet in our faith, those people who still be Father Yah's are planning to call to be in His kingdom. And I'm so sorry if I hurt you in any way. I'm looking forward now every day to become a better servant for Father Yah. And I hope Father Yah will not fail me in that matter. And thank you so much once again. Until next time, yes, willing, shalom.